it's Mel here. So as you can see, today I'm filming in a different location. I'm filming in front of my beloved bookshelf because I'm doing the On My Shelf tag. I was tagged by Brandon from Brandon the Book Addict. Basically what you do is you get people to pick out coordinates for you on your shelf, and then you take out that book and tell a little bit of a story about it. So let's get straight into it. The first coordinate that Brandon picked out for me is 540, so give me a second because it's going to take me a while to count to 40. So the book is Chinese Cinderella by Adeline Yen Ma, and I read this when I was in primary school, I think. My mum actually suggested it to me. I don't remember much about it, just that it was a really haunting and really beautiful tale of her childhood, and I don't remember enough to say whether or not I recommend it, but I do remember it was beautiful. The second coordinate that Brandon picked out is Shelf 3, Book 30. So it turns out I don't actually have 30 books on my third shelf, so I picked book number 29, which is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas, and I would highly recommend, if you haven't read the series, to read The Assassin's Blade after Heir of Fire and before Queen of Shadows. But be prepared, because this book gave me all the feels and it broke my heart about a million times, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be strong enough to reread this because it just shattered me. So I got Tasha from Berry Drugs to pick out the remaining coordinates for me, and for round 3 she picked out Shelf 4, Book 7. So this book is a special edition of Pride and Prejudice, which, as you probably already know, is my favourite book of all time. I got this edition at a independent bookstore in Fremantle, and I just couldn't pass it up. It's beautiful. Look at the edges. It's orange and it's got beautiful illustrations. Let me see if I can find one for you throughout the book as well. And I'm actually on a mission to collect Pride and Prejudice in every single special edition that I can find. I've actually started a little Pride and Prejudice shrine. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see it, but I might do a little Pride and Prejudice shrine tour at some stage. If you're interested, let me know. But yes, this is beautiful, and when I finally get around to rereading Pride and Prejudice, I'm gonna have a hard time deciding which edition I'm gonna read it from.
I dropped Darcy and Elizabeth.
For round 4, Tasha picked Shelf 2, Book number 1. And that would be the beautiful paperback edition of Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I'm pretty sure I actually got this on the release day, so I was actually working that day, and straight after work I went to my nearest bookstore and made a beeline for the big gigantic Lady Midnight pile and grabbed this straight away. I tabbed so many pages in here that this book now resembles a porcupine, so it's so beautiful. For my final round, Tasha picked Shelf 3, Book number 12. So this book is Unravel Me by Tara Muffy, which is the second book in the Shatter Me series. A few years back, when I was young and naive and didn't know any better, I had a horrible habit of buying entire series before I'd even sampled the first book. And I did this with the Fallen series by Lauren Kate, and even though it's a very popular series, I didn't really enjoy it and I couldn't make it past the past 2 chapters. Since then, I tend to purchase books individually as I get through them. Now with the Shatter Me series, once I'd gotten past the first book, I was just so enchanted by Tahira's beautiful writing that I then went ahead and bought the rest of the series and the novella that goes with it as well. Turns out that this series wasn't my favorite series and it didn't quite live up to my high expectations of it, but the writing is just so beautiful and so poetic, and I was just so in love with it that I just really didn't care about the plot and what else happened in the series. So if anything, I would still recommend the series just for the beautiful writing itself. So guys, that is it for my On The Shelf tag. I hope you enjoyed seeing me in a different background for once, and I am going to now tag Caroline from Caroline the Reader, Tanika from Flipping Through Pages, and Anais from Clockwork Kitten, because their bookshelves are actual goals and I want to kill inside them and live there forever. If you guys have read any of the books that I mentioned and you have stories of your own to share with me, I'd love to see them in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye now!